Hello traders, P. Kensington from Gold Medal Penny Stocks here today, and I want to talk to you about the chart for ECUI, Ecuity Incorporated, which is an OTC markets traded stock. It had a pretty good day today as it ran 88.24%, but the chart's looking great, and I think this is partially in part to some rumors going around the message boards that this might be the next stock to announce a reverse merger in the medical marijuana field. So stocks in this sector have been running rampant lately if you look at SKTO and FITX on similar announcements. So this could easily run pretty hard in the near future. So some things I want to point out here, I already did some drawing on this chart, are how hard the RSI spiked up here. You can see we're doing really well compared to the indices, and we spiked up on the RSI. We had our 5-period RSI cross over our 14-period RSI, which is generally a good buy sign, and that's looking bullish. It could remain in the overbought area for a little while, especially given the strength of runs by SKTO and FITX. This could easily maintain this overbought range for a while. So another thing I want to point out here quickly is that our par star, which is this one little blue dot that I circled here, has actually just flipped under the price per share, which is generally a good buy signal. It's signaling that a new trend is starting, and it goes hand in hand with the ADX indicator, which was created by the same guy. And basically they work together in the fact that the par star kind of tells you the direction of the trend, which is now staying up, and the ADX tells you the strength of it. So you'll see that the ADX, the plus DI line, which is this green one here, is spiking up hard, also signifying that it's a bullish trend. And the blue line here is the actual ADX line itself, which is the strength indicator, is just surpassing 20, and it's curling up pretty aggressively for an ADX line. That means that a bullish trend is just now starting to grab hold and take place. So another thing I want to point out is that this is on high volume, so it's safe to say that it's a strong move, and it's not just a kind of a fake move. It's a real strong move with people accumulating a lot of shares. And this can also be seen while looking over here at the volume by price indicator, which is it basically tells you how much of the volume was green versus how much was red at each price level. And you can see that there was a ton of accumulation at these higher levels as compared to the previous levels, and there's been minimal selling. There's just been a ton of accumulation on this chart. And that's also pointed out by the Accum Dist and OBV lines agreeing with each other. So keep eyes on those ones as well, continuing to spike up. It's a very, very strong spike, and they're green. Another thing I want to point out quick is the MACD and the TRIX indicator. This one's the MACD. You'll see that it's just crossed over bullishly, and it's diverging positively really, really quickly. That's extremely bullish. It means there's a ton of short-term bullish momentum in the stock. And the TRIX indicator is about to cross over bullishly. That's this one. And it's also going to curl up hard. So watch for these. They're both short-term momentum indicators. And then I wanted to point out the ROC really quick, which is the rate of change. Kind of talks about volatility and stuff like that. So you can see that it spiked up really hard. And generally, the harder the spike up, the faster and harder the move is going to be. So that's another indicator that's kind of pointing to a big move coming here our way really quickly. And then the Williams %R is another indicator I want to talk about really quickly. And this is one indicator that it's actually good to be in the overbought range consistently. And as you can see, we've barely been in the oversold category, which is down here. This is oversold. But we've been consistently in the overbought range. And that just means that there's been a ton of accumulation here, and we're still in the overbought range now. So this is another bullish indicator. And the final indicator I want to talk about on this chart, other than just quickly mentioning the 50-day moving average, is the CMF, the Chaikin money flow. Basically, if it's above 0.2, it's considered pretty bullish, and 0.4 is extremely bullish. We're currently at 0.339, so we're approaching that 0.4, and we are very bullish looking here. And then finally, I want to just talk about the 50-day moving average. You can see that it's played a pretty strong role here as a support line, and we're holding off that very well. Our move kind of came from a break of that, so keep that in mind. It's at 0009. It's going to be moving up pretty quickly as this continues to move up. So I'm not a professional financial advisor, so view this video for entertainment purposes only, and don't base a buy or sell decision on what you hear here. Good luck.